Welcome back to our living room, Mark and Paulette with two travelers in Mexico, and we are here for, I think, what is part 6 of our question and answer session, because we still can't travel yet.
So the next question comes from Glenn, and he wants to know who helped us with our immigration paperwork. We had a lady here in Morelia who's known for doing that help us. And I think any area that you travel to, number one, you can get an attorney to help you, or number two, you're going to find people that are available that do speak English and do speak Spanish to go ahead and help you with that process. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you don't feel comfortable enough doing it, and we weren't comfortable with it at all. Now we speak a little bit more better Spanish, although we still freeze up when we're out in public and forget how to use it. Although we can say many sentences, we just, I don't know, have this brain freeze when we're out there, and it's like a deer in the headlight. Mm-hmm. But anyhow, getting back to the question, yes, there are many people, different areas that can help you with the paperwork, or attorneys that you can hire to do the paperwork also.
Mm-hmm. And just to be clear, in the United States, we actually did all our own stuff. We didn't have anybody help us till we came here to Mexico.
Yeah, but there wasn't much to do, really.
Yeah.
There wasn't much to do compared to here once you come here and go through the immigrations. That was another story. And then we had to do our TIP, which is a temporary permit.
Import permit.
Temporary import permit for our car, and that had to line up with our date of our temporary permit on our visa.
Right.
So otherwise it expires in 6 months, where our temporary visa doesn't expire for 1 year.
Yeah, for 1 year.
So it lines up with that. So that she handled for us too.
Our next question comes from Paul, and he asked a banking question. And so for banking, what I found out is that a lot of banks will allow you to open up a bank account here, but some banks will require that you have some residency type, either temporary or permanent, to set up a bank account. And usually they require a minimum deposit of like 1,500 pesos, which is about $70 or $75 roughly US. Our next two questions come from Paul. The first being credit cards. Now, we currently do not have a Mexican credit card. However, you can get a Mexican credit card if you have an FM2 visa, which is a permanent resident visa, or an FM3 visa, which is a temporary resident visa. And so that's how you would apply for that. Now, just keep in mind that because you have a fantastic credit rating in the United States, they don't know you here, so you have no credit rating whatsoever. And then the other thing that we want to suggest is we have a bank account. We don't have a bank account here, but we set up a Charles Schwab account before we left to come here and put some money into it. And we just use our Schwab account to withdraw from ATMs. Now, with the ATMs, you always have to accept the conversion rate. However, you don't have to accept the conversion calculation, which saves you some money. So we never do that anymore. The first few times we did, but then we realized we don't have to do that. So never accept the conversion calculation, because your bank will give you that information anyway.
And the thing is, with our Charles Schwab account, we have an account in the U.S. and we have an account in South Dakota where we reside. That's our residency, is South Dakota. And so I set it up on my Charles Schwab account. You can go do this online, where you can have multiple accounts and you can transfer money from one account into your Charles Schwab account. So that's kind of nice too, I think. It takes like five business days at least for it to transfer, so always keep that in mind. Don't wait until the very last minute and think that your money is going to be there in 2 days, because that won't happen.
Yeah, it takes a little while for sure. And we tried, Schwab they don't charge us any international transaction fees or anything like that. But with that in mind, we don't use it as our normal credit card. We just use that really to get money out to pay rent about once a month.
Tell them what we do use for a credit card.
Well, we have an American Airlines Aviator card that we use. We also had a...
and that's through Barclays?
Barclays, yeah. And then we had
Costco.
the Citibank card that we sometimes use, although since we're here in Mexico, we don't get points at Costco, so we're using that one less and less.
Right. But neither one of them charge foreign transaction fees. So we use our American Airlines one, like Mark said, mostly all the time.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no problem using the credit card here at all.
yeah.
You know, they don't even ask you for a driver's license 95% of the time when you use a credit card here in Mexico. So that's what we have to say about that.
Our next question comes from Adrian, and she asks, how do we meet expats and Mexicans here? Now, for the expats, we met a lot of them through Facebook groups, and then we, wound up meeting up with them here. With the Mexicans, it's a little bit different. Mexicans are very friendly people, but honestly, we've met a lot of Mexicans just out eating at restaurants. We strike up conversations with them. We met several Mexicans on a tour that we took on the El Chepe train going through Copper Canyon.
And so one of them was a travel agent that went, and then the other ones were her friends that she ended up bringing, and so we met them, and I think that trip was 5 days or something. So we became friends with them, and right now, of course, once we came back, it was quarantine time, so we haven't been able to get together with them again, but there's regular texts that take place between them and us on a regular basis, and we're planning on doing some more travel with them. So that worked out real well. And then one time Mark and I went to a restaurant that was new, and we met the owner there and everything. And it's just real easy. One time we went for coffee with the expat group, and there were some locals that came there, and we're friends with them now. So it just, it's easy to do. It's just like as an adult, if you were to move, how easy is it to make friends? It's the same thing. When you're a kid, yeah, that's easy. When you're an adult, 60, a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. However, the Mexicans that we've met are all very friendly.
Yeah.
And we'll just start talking to you too. So,
yeah.
And then there's getting comfortable with the language and all of that too.
So Paul was asking also about utilities and payments. First of all, I can't speak on that subject because we rented our apartment for one price with utilities included. So we pay one price with our utilities included. But I can speak on other expats that I know and how it works, and that is, I would say 99% of those times the utilities still stay in the landlord's name, but you as the renter gets the bill and goes to, usually 99% of the time, OXXO. And you go ahead and you pay there, and then they give you a receipt, and that's how that works on the payment. Did you want to add anything? You look like you wanted to.
Yeah, OXXOs are basically like what we would refer to as a mini market in the United
7-Eleven
States. 7-Eleven.
Although I did see one 7-Eleven.
Yeah, there was 7-Elevens here too, but they're like an Arco station or something like that. And yeah, you wind up paying most of your bills there. Mexico's a little bit behind in like online bill paying, a lot, but they are starting to come around to that. But a lot of the utility bills, you will have to go to an OXXO or someplace like that and pay in person and get your receipt.
Yeah, like Mark and I, we have our Telcel, our cell bill, and there is a way to pay for it on mine. I asked them last month when I made my last payment. Unfortunately, I think I understand how to do it because she did speak some English. However, when I get on it and I put the code in to do it, it's all in Spanish and it's very fast and I don't understand a word what they're telling me.
So something is getting lost in translation on us. It's not them, it's us.
On us.
Yeah.
So I'm going to wait until this quarantine is over, and then our Mexican friends that we did the Copper Canyon train with, I'm going to be asking them if they could set that up for me because I'm sure they can. Anyhow, so that's my plan, and I'm just gonna wait until quarantine's over, and then we can get together with them and have them set that up for me, because I can't figure it out. It's there. I got how to get into it, but I can't understand what they're telling me on how to set it up.
So our overriding advice to you on this one is adopt some Mexican friends pretty quickly, because they're all very helpful and are all willing to help out.
Right, so what we do now is on our Telcel bill, we just go to the Telcel store.
And pay in person.
Yeah, and pay in person. You know, it's just some of those things that are tough, I think, don't you think? Like when you move here and, you know, I mean, unless you've got really good Spanish under your belt and you can understand the fast speaking Spanish.
Right.
It's really hard. And Mark and I are back to doing our Spanish online.
But it's one thing to come here on vacation and look around and think, I'm going to move there. And then you move here, and then you discover there's a whole learning curve involved with just day-to-day living, like with paying bills and things like that.
Yeah. So we've got some good ideas coming up for our next couple of videos that I hope you guys will really enjoy. Travel again is not happening for a couple more weeks, so we're trying to keep our videos entertaining. We're trying to give you some information that'll be helpful, and we do really appreciate your comments. You guys are leaving some really nice comments for us and saying some really nice things, so you got my heart on that one. I'm a sucker every time. So I thank you for that, and I think you guys are really being sincere, and I do hope that there I go, I do that so much. Gotta get away from that. So, see, there I go again. Okay, forget that. Our upcoming videos are gonna be informational for you and insightful.
So.
Stop it! Oh, that's irritating, even for me. I don't know how to start my sentences now without those two words. Give us your feedback. Let us know what you think. And...
So...
No, I didn't say it this time. I didn't do that.
Okay.
Give us your feedback. Let us know what you think of these upcoming videos. And give us your feedback and let us know what else you want us to talk about while we're still in quarantine. We will be happy to talk about things. Like I said, I came up with some brilliant ideas, I think, today. I've been surprised myself on videos to do for you guys.
Yeah, and if you have any other questions, we'll be happy to answer those, or if you have, if you need more detail on questions we've already answered, let us know. We'll be happy to do that too.
There are, I think, 47 videos now, maybe?
This will be 49.
Will we ever get really good at doing our videos? I hope so. I think we're improving. I mean, the earlier ones when we first got here in November weren't that great at all. We didn't know what we were doing. And it shows by the number of views on our
Yeah.
But you got to start somewhere, right?
Exactly. Start somewhere.
But our videos are getting better views, better responses, better comments all around. And like I said before, and I'll mention again, we do have a Facebook page, and that one has weekly rentals that are on it for those of you that are interested in coming out here, those of you that just kind of want to get an idea what rental properties go for out here. You're free to look at that and just browse around.
Right. And we just appreciate your feedback, letting us know what works in our videos, what doesn't work in our videos. That's all part of the process.
Yeah, but just don't be too mean, okay? I mean, be direct, but soft direct, okay? Because I don't like that rejection stuff. Yeah. Talk to you soon.